welcome you to the show. Have you ever heard your telephone rings, and even before you pick up the phone, you knew who was calling you? And even more, you knew what they wanted to say, they were going to ask you. Have you ever had this dream? And in the following days, something happens exactly like the dream you had. Have you ever had this gut feeling to go to a certain path, to choose something, to do something, or to not do something, and your rational mind said, no, you have to listen to your thoughts, and you didn't listen to your intuition, and you broke a leg, you broke your nose? Hi there, gorgeous soul. Welcome back to my channel. I am Babs. If you're new here in my channel, you may expect spirituality, self-development, and so much more. And in today's video, I'm gonna share with you something about intuition. How often do you listen to your own intuition? Or do you even believe you don't have an intuition? I just enrolled a 7-day masterclass from Victor Odo on how to expand your intuition and trust your intuition. Although I've been always a very intuitive person, I wanted to expand my gifts. I wanted to ampliate my knowledge and to embrace all those gifts that I have. Sometimes I have dreams, sometimes I know things, sometimes I listen to a voice in my head, just like mine, but I know it's not mine. And I have this strong belief that I have this spiritual guide or guides that are taking care of me exactly when I need, and they step up and tell me what to do or not to do. Would you like to know more about intuition? Would you like to trust your intuition? I've asked some of my friends from the spiritual coaching world to talk about intuition. Let's listen to some answers. Beginning to Asteria.
Hey guys, it's Daria Dream here, and I am a psychic intuitive. And people ask me all the time, well, how did you get to where you are today? And it really is as simple as trusting your intuition, okay? So I want to let you know what 3 things got me to trust my intuition. The first thing was I decalcified my pineal gland. Now your pineal gland is like the physical home of the third eye, and your third eye is here. It resonates with your intuition, right? So if that is calcified, that means it is blocked. That means you are blind to the spiritual world. How are you to trust the messages your angels, your guides are giving you when you cannot see? So decalcifying your pineal gland is so important, because then you can start to trust your intuition. The second thing I want to share with you guys is how important it is to alkaline our bodies, okay? When we are in an acidic state, it's almost like our cells are fighting each other, and it is a more lower vibrational toxic energy. So when we are in the alkaline state, we are vibrating higher. We are raising our vibrations, our level of consciousness. There is more a connectiveness to spirit, to oneness, right? The alkaline state, when I'm there, I know that I can flow, I can channel. I am trusting my intuition like no other, right? I don't feel kind of brain cloud and fogged and I don't know what's going on. Alkalining your body is so important for getting in that flow state and trusting your intuition. Third thing I want to talk about is the foods we eat. Now, I do want to say this first. I'm not going to tell anybody that they need to become a vegetarian or a vegan or a plant-based. I'm just going to share my truth. And so when I cut out meats and I cut out processed foods and sugar and dairy and all of that, my vibration started to raise because I was eating high vibrational foods. As that started to happen, my body got more alkaline, I got in that flow state, and I could trust my intuition like no other, okay? So for me, the more I would eat these raw whole foods, these plant-based foods, the more my intuition was on fire, because I didn't have these heavy metals, toxins, chemicals, or free radicals in my body that were clouding my judgment, right? I couldn't trust my intuition with all of that stuff going on, okay? So these are the 3 things that worked for me on helping me trust my intuition. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret too, okay? not only did it help me trust my intuition, that's how I open up the psychic senses. So that's just a little added bonus for you. It could just be connecting the spirit, seeing the signs more, trusting into intuition, whatever it is. It's unclouding the judgment and seeing the truth of what happens in the spiritual world. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to share my truth with you guys, and be blessed.
Thank you so much for your answer, Asteria. Thank you. I fully resonate with everything that you said. First of all, pineal gland. It's the gland that's located between your eyes, and if you find a line here and another one from the top of your head where they meet each other is the pineal gland. And what is that? It is a gland in a small pine cone shaped that lies deep inside the center of your brain in the hypothalamus. It regulates the melatonin and it governs the hormones production, as well as the maintenance of the circadian rhythm. And more than that, it's really connected to your third eye visions, that you can see things from the spiritual realm without opening your eyes. I have this also, that is a tip that I want to give you. Glasses with yellow lenses to wear at least 3 hours before you go to bed. We are often too much in the computer or in the cell phones, and this blocks the blue rays and helps you sleep better and recover for your day. Second thing she said is about alkaline your body. It's good not only for the intuition but your health in general. And the third thing she said is about food. I agree with everything, and what works for me is not eating red meat, not eating something that's related to a bad karma. High vibrational eating is really the best. I eat mostly raw food, vegetable, fruit, food that is raw, full of energy that you just picked up. And I have the good luck to be living in the countryside of the Netherlands, where you can find very fresh vegetable and fruit, and that keeps me connected. And also seeds, sprouts. This is awesome for your health and for your intuition. You don't only eat the food, you eat everything that comes with it. Everything that is green, everything that is raw, is already made. God has made this food especially for us, ready to eat. And we go there and we spoil it by putting in a warm, by boiling it, by putting in the freezer. No, it's fresh, it's colorful, it's food full of life. Let's listen now to the answer of my friend Nicole.
My name is Tamika Nicole, and what intuition means to me is just paying attention to that inner voice that's within inside of you, the listening to that voice as it comes to you, because that voice is very important. It tells you stop when you are in danger, or go when it is a choice that your subconscious is making to you. So intuition is your connection with your subconscious mind. It is your connection with source, with your guardian angels. It is your divine connection with the universe. That's what intuition means to me. So when I think about intuition, I think about how you are how connected you are, and how that connection is leading you to your best self.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I totally agree with you. Yeah, pay attention to your inner voice, but that is just half of the work. The other half is, what are you going to do about it? To really take action, inspired action towards your dreams. You listen to them and then you go, because sometimes we want things, we want a map of how we should do, step by step, really ready-made recipe, but your intuition tells you something. Do this, and we don't do it. We expect more and more. Don't. Take action. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for the sunset to come beautifully, to the bubbles come out of the champagne glass. If you were waiting for a sign, that's the sign. Do it. Now let's listen to what Brett has to say about intuition.
Hello everyone, my name is Brett Slansky and I'm martial arts instructor and also love doing business online and travel the world. And this video is going to be about intuition, how I do listen to intuition. First of all, I do meditate every morning and every night before I go to sleep, and I just do this ritual every single day to be connected to higher spiritual levels. And I think that everyone has the power to really tap into the intuition, and if you are able to tap into this, you really will be able to make good decisions. Just because I feel that every time I feel good about something, then I really go for it. And if I feel that there will be a turmoil, then I will be like, maybe I will just wait and see how things will work out. So this is how it guides me. And for example, I have many messages, because I expect miracles every single day, and you should too. But for this type of video, I'm gonna share with you one that happened when I went with my fiancée to live about 3 months in China. We are actually going from Prague to Helsinki and from Helsinki to Xi'an. Now, in Helsinki, we were supposed to have 3 hours wait time before the airplane to China comes, right? So what I did is I brought a book with me about like learning how to speak Chinese. So I was studying it in the meantime. And I have no idea how it happened. It just, sometimes when you study or maybe when you're on computer, the time goes really fast, right? But you don't realize it. So I kind of thought that I was studying for just like half an hour, maybe max. But then there was this voice in my head that says, Brett, look around. So I started looking around and I see nobody is there. And now I got like this kind of like tunnel vision for a second, and I was like, what I'm going to do? I grabbed all my books, put it inside a backpack. My fiancée, she was working on the computer, so she also did not pay attention to the time. And I was like, hey, we have to go, really, let's run. So we ran towards the gate, and then there was these 2 stewardesses. They were like, are you Brett and Kim? I said, yeah. I said, well, the airplane almost going to be leaving. We were like calling you everywhere. So we were like, oh, I'm so sorry. We did not really hear any announcement that we have to already come to the gate, just because we thought that we are here already for 30 minutes. And the time really passed so fast. So, in that time, I really thanked to my intuition that voice that told me really loud, Brett, look around. And I didn't need to have anything else, because that, all where people were supposed to sit just to go to the airplane, it was empty, really empty. So I was like, oh my God, thank you, because if we would miss that plane, I had no idea how we would go to China, or maybe it will be more expensive just because we would have to buy a new ticket. So this is how I listen to my intuition, and I really get these voices often right now, especially more I meditate and tap into the power of the higher consciousness. So I hope that this story will give you some example and maybe motivate you to really do connect with higher self and act on it.
Thank you, my dear friend Brett, for the tip. Meditation, that's awesome. I do it twice a day. When I go to bed at night, before I go to sleep, I close my eyes and I do the last meditation of the day. And when I wake up, even before I put my feet out of the bed, I meditate again. I set an intention for the day. That's really important, because I also expect miracles. And what a great story about China, Brett. Thank you so much. By the way, Elizabeth from the World's Cup of Joe gives a tip on how meditation can be so simple. Let's listen to it.
This is Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. And I wanted to talk to you guys about how I connect with my intuition. Intuition is more than just a gut. A gut can be a reaction, whereas intuition is actually from source. It is pure love. There's no fear. Intuition is pure source, so it's all love. There is no fear. There is no worry. It is just going to be a knowing. How do I connect with my intuition? Well, I meditate, and I don't necessarily meditate the traditional ways of sitting up, palms up, yoga position. I don't necessarily do that, but I meditate to sounds. I meditate to nature. I do walking meditations, anything that I could focus on being present. Being present brings me into a meditative state because I'm not in the past and I'm not in the future. So everything that comes to me is in love. It is through source. It is an intuition. If I have some kind of feelings, I will ask myself, is there any fear attached to this? And if it is, then I know it's not intuition. Once again, this is Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. Love you guys.
Now let's listen to Eden.
Hi there, my name is Eden. Babs asked me to share a little bit, something that I've learned about intuition. And for me, intuition means fully loving, accepting, and trusting yourself. Because if you haven't learned to really fully be yourself in all ways, then it's very difficult to follow your intuition because one, you probably can't even hear it in the mix of just following other people's expectations of who you should be. And two, even if you do hear it, it becomes very difficult to trust yourself to follow it if you haven't heard that. So what does being fully yourself means? It means really being okay with having your own ideals and your own goals, even if they don't mesh with where your family or your friends or society is pressuring you to go. It means being fully okay, being fully happy in your own skin, having appreciation for your own body, for your own state of ableness, right? For your own skin, for your own hair, for your own eyes, just being fully accepting of your physical body, fully accepting of where you are and what you've accomplished, and being okay with things that you weren't able to do. Just fully accepting of yourself and being present without affectation or pretension in any way, just kind of fully being yourself. And an example of this is when I was first starting my other business, I was creating videos and I wasn't being consistent, and I was doing way too much editing and this and making it fancy, and lighting and getting a photographer and all of these things. And I realized that there was a degree to which I was doing that because I felt like that was what was expected, especially in that industry that I was in. And then one day I decided I would just make a video like the one I'm making now, where I just spoke straight to the camera. I just called the person in and said, hey, there's some things I want to share with you. These are things that I've seen my clients go through. These are the 10 things that I've noticed that they ask the most about. So I made one video each in this style, talking to the camera, sharing, answering each question that came up. And that was what finally helped my channel take off. That was what finally yielded me paying clients, even with a really small audience. And that's what really gave me a foothold into my process. And what was great about it is that I never had felt like I had to do something that I wasn't capable of doing. I could literally just wake up, be really simple, hop on Zoom with someone without feeling scared, because the person that they saw on YouTube was the same person that they got in the emails, was the same person who showed up for the master classes, was the same person who showed up in a one-to-one call. I was always myself. So that made it easier to communicate, and it was my intuition that told me to do that. And I wouldn't have been able to listen to that if I hadn't come to a place where I was comfortable being myself fully, right? And what being yourself fully is going to look different for everyone. For me, it's just, wearing my hair natural and just walking around with no makeup on, right? Because I'm a mom and I'm busy and I just don't have time to fuss a lot. But for other people, it looks different. Maybe for other people, being themselves is wearing a full face of makeup and having, fancy clothes. But just really, what are you most comfortable as? That is going to be a really great nudge to help you to learn to trust yourself and follow your intuition.
Thank you so much, Eden, for your input. You are a lovely person and beautiful inside out. And you know what? I love to put makeup and to do my hair very fluffy and full of volume. But you are 100% right. You have to just be yourself and feel lacquer in your skin, feel 100% unapologetic with who you are, with what you do, with what you like, and don't accept criticism of others. Just be yourself. That is awesome. And that's something really important for intuition, to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, how can you listen more and more to your intuition? Thank you. Now let's listen what Joy has to say about intuition.
Hello, my name is Joy D. Fanning of Astronauts of Life. One way I use my intuition is to simply visualize. I will take whatever I'm making a decision about, close my eyes, and let that answer energetically light up. Usually I will feel drawn to it. It will have this magnetic sort of energy feel, and I'll be like, ooh, that's the one I want. So you can use this with anything. Anything you have to make a decision about where you want to tap into your intuition. Another way is to simply tune into your heart space and see what it's telling you. For me, that's more emotional, and it's not as much visual, but I can still tap into it. If the emotions match what I'm seeing and the choices I feel, then bingo, you have it. That's where you're supposed to go. That's what you're supposed to do. So that's one way I tap into my intuition.
Thanks, Joy. That tip is awesome. Thank you for the input. Just keep it simple. Close your eyes and see what pops up. Pay attention. The answer will come to you. Awesome. Now let's listen to what Nikki has to say about it. Nikki is a friend of mine from Brazil, and now she's living in France.
Hello, my name is Nikki. How do I listen to my intuition? Well, to me, my intuition is like a feeling. It's like being sad or being joyful. I just feel. Sometimes in my mind, I have a feeling that says, Nikki, do that, you need to do that. And I listen, and it works. It's a crazy feeling, but I'm always trying to listen to my intuition.
Thank you, Nikki. That's really simple. Just tap into your feelings. If it feels good, it's the right path. If there's this emptiness in the stomach, if it doesn't feel good, it's not right. You are 100% right. And you, Sylvia, what do you have to say about it?
They always say that your first intuition is always the best answer. But all human beings, we are always doubting ourselves. Like, every single moment you tell yourself like, oh, why didn't I think of that first thing that I had already thought about? But you still ended up doing the second choice of whatever came in your mind, because your mind is always trying to play tricks on you. Like, I know your first answer isn't right, your second answer should be the right one, and yet the first thought that came into your mind is what you should actually go for. And I think I have attained a point of maturity where now, because of discernment, you almost tell yourself like, that first thought that came into my mind is almost like confirming to me that that is what I need to do. That is what I need to go for. And so along the way, I decide to pray about it and ask God, please send me a sign and let me know that what I have thought about, you know my thoughts better, you know my inner thoughts and, you know, deeper thoughts. So give me a confirmation, send me a sign. And you know, sometimes, you know, we may find it funny and believe that signs and that God doesn't speak to us, but we are sent almost small signs that actually just indicate to you that whatever you thought of first is what you need to go for. And so probably I'm listening to a podcast as I walk and I'm listening to a powerful audiobook and everything. Then I hear something. It recalls onto me like, hey, you thought about this earlier on. And so I definitely now listen more to my intuitions than before, whereby I doubted every single time. Like even just in an examination when we were still in school, you need to go for the first answer that you thought about, but then those doubts come in like, oh, and when the answers come and you're like, damn it, why didn't I just write that first answer? So I would like to advise you all to make sure you trust your intuition. Trust that first thought that just came into your heart, into your mind, and probably even dreamt about it. So this is how I let intuition work best for me. Thank you very much. Sylvia shares here.
What a gorgeous smile you have, Sylvia. Thank you so much for this input. Ask God and then relax and pay attention to the signs. They will pop up. Sylvia has told me an awesome story about how she met her husband. She was walking into a hotel and she saw this man and she instantly knew he was going to be the father of her kids. And they are married now, although she took 2 years to take a move. But I felt the same when I met the father of my sons. So listen to your intuition. Sometimes you just simply know. You remember somebody from your future. It is great when that happens. And you, Lulu, what do you have to say about it?
So basically in life you can react in two different ways. You can react using your intuition, or you can react from instinct and things which come from thoughts. And there is a big difference between both. And so the main way is to try to take some time to find some calm. So I would really recommend you to take a nice bath, warm bath, some bubbles, and like just listen to some nice music. Just calm yourself down. This life can be really, really hectic, and just take some moment to calm down. And whatever you want to direction you want to get about this, whatever you're trying to find the answer to, just ask yourself when you're in a quiet mind, like what should I do? And you'll notice that you need to be in calm to be able to do this. You'll notice that, and I'm sure Barbara can help you. I can also help you out with that. You'll notice that the answer will start to come. Whatever is not meant for you, you'll notice that inside your body, it's gonna feel like your heart. So after Barbara asked me to make this video, I noticed I was trying to I was trying to figure out in one area of my life something like, should I go this direction or that direction? And I noticed that my body was starting to feel like it was like tightening. And I thought it was a really great way to talk to you about this. If it's not like, if you're not going the right way, if you're not following your intuition, you'll notice your body will start to show you signs that it's not really happy, if you can say. Whereas if you're following your intuition, you're not going to feel those tense feelings inside your gut, or you're going to be more flowing, and it will feel like it's right. That's really the main way, and it's not listening to those voices, more like listening to your body and that feeling of knowing like this is the right thing to do.
Thank you, Lulu. Yeah, listen to your heart better than your conscious mind. Awesome. Now let's listen to the story that Zoila and Eva has to tell us.
Hi, my name is Zoila Garman.
And I'm Eva Latkowska.
And we help you to connect with your life purpose through guidance and spirituality.
Find your true self and hold your light.
And the purpose of this video is
to talk about what happened when we listened to our intuition.
Exactly. And on the same line, I want to say that Eva and I have been practicing telepathy for a couple of years now. And the first thing that we needed to do, that we find out that we needed to do, is to listen to our intuitive mind. Because through the listening of the intuitive mind or your intuition is that you're gonna have the right message. We're gonna share now some examples of how to listen to your intuitive mind.
Yeah, so I went to a shamanic dance workshop one day, and I was just feeling so much love and joy while I was dancing that I wanted to share it with Zoila. So I really pictured her in my mind and sent her the words, dance with me, basically. And you received it.
Yeah, on the same day, at the same time, I was in my house feeling like, I want to stand up and dance, this cheerful energy. And I was like, wow, yeah, I was dancing and receiving this joy, this happiness. And then later on that day, I had a chat with my sister, and then we find out that I was receiving through intuition what she was sending me. And that is the key point. Listen to your intuition, and it's quite simple.
Thank you so much, Eva and Zoila, for sharing that amazing story. I would like to dance with you girls also. I have a story like this. I had this cap that was a gift from my ex. And then I saw this cap to sell. And I thought, my sister that lives in another country in Brazil would like to have a cap like this. So I bought one for her. Guess what? My sister sent me a picture saying, hey, I found this cap to sell. And I found it so lovely and looks like you. I bought two, one for you, one for me. So now we have 4. One night I had a dream that I was with my friends, Judith and Beth, walking in the beach, walking barefoot in the sand. And then we sit in the sunset to have some drinks, watching the sunset. Guess what? The other day I called them and Judith had this same dream. So it's very easy to connect to your psychic powers, to increase your intuition, to tap into the spiritual realm. By the way, I made another video with Susan DeFriend. She's an intuitive coach and she teaches how to embrace those gifts. There are many things that we can do. We can do Kundalini yoga, we can open the third eye, we can tap into channeling by doing it, by sitting with a pen or in front of the computer and just doing it. We can do meditation. So I invite you to share with me, how do you do to tap into your intuition. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found this video interesting, if you found this video entertaining, if you've learned something, please subscribe to my channel so you don't lose any of my nice videos that I do with so much love. Put a like and comment here in the comments below. Other than that, I wish you peace, much love, my best vibes, and namaste.
Expect miracles every single day. Bye-bye.